Hello bookworms! Today I'm here to do an original book tag which I decided to create. It's called an Ember in the Ashes book tag. As you might know, Reaper in the Gates is coming out very shortly and I for one am extremely excited because I feel like I've been waiting for this book forever. I really loved An Ember in the Ashes. I loved A Torch Against the Night even more than I loved the first book, which I did not think was possible, and I am dying to find out what's going to happen next in this story. So I was really excited when Penguin Teen reached out to me in order to team up for their Ember reread campaign. Since the book is coming out early June, May is the perfect time to give a reread to An Ember in the Ashes and A Torch Against the Night, just so that you have it fresh in your mind and you can jump into the third book without being confused at all. So this video is a paid promotion with Penguin Random House. Thank you once again for teaming up with me for this because this is a series that I truly love. I consider it to be one of my all-time favorites. I'll just show you how many copies I have of this series. So first of all, I obviously have the original hardback of An Ember in the Ashes. I've also got the original US hardback of A Torch Against the Night. I also have the UK hardback of A Torch Against the Night, which has the absolutely beautiful rose gold spine, and also I would pretty much do anything for the UK hardback of An Ember in the Ashes, so if you know where I can get one of those for less than like $200, please let me know because I will buy it like that. Like, I've been looking for it for so long, have not been able to find it. And then, most excitingly, Penguin actually sent me new copies of the paperback versions with the new updated cover design. I actually really like them in person. So they're kind of like, the covers are like kind of matted, which is really nice. And then the spines are like this beautiful white with gorgeous typography. And I'm just obsessed with them. Like, they look so good on my shelf and it makes me so happy. And then on this first cover, we have Laia and we have Elias, who are the two main characters, and we get both of their perspectives in this first book. And then on the next book, we have Laia, Elias, and Helene. And this book I like even more because Helene is my favorite character and we get her perspective in this book as well. Cassie and I actually did a Spines with Wines live show. Oh, and Melissa too. Melissa was still doing it back then for An Ember in the Ashes. So we posted like a 48-minute video pretty much just gushing about how much we all loved the first book. So if you have not yet read An Ember in the Ashes or you want a refresher, you can watch that video. And then if you haven't read it, I would definitely suggest reading it along with the Penguin campaign that's going on right now, which is the Ember reread campaign. That way you can kind of join the conversation on Twitter using that hashtag. You can connect with other readers who are either reading it for the first time or just reading it at the same time as you, and then you'll be able to jump right into A Torch Against the Night and then A Reaper in the Gates as soon as that comes out on June 12th. I have this little sampler that Penguin sent me and I'm like, I want to read this, but I know that I'm not going to be able to wait until June 12th if I have this like tiny little tidbit of the book. So I'm torn about what I'm going to do. I keep looking at it, like I even have it on my shelf like facing outward, and I just look at it every day and I'm like, is today going to be the day that I read it? Penguin is also going to be doing a Facebook Live book club, and they did this for Turtles All the Way Down when John Green's book had come out back in November, and they're doing another one in order to promote this book. And I'm happy to say that I'm actually going to be one of the guests on it for An Ember in the Ashes. Details about all of the timing and stuff will follow soon. It hasn't been announced just yet, but I am really excited to be part of this. On May 12th, they'll be discussing An Ember in the Ashes, and on June 2nd, they'll be discussing A Torch Against the Night. So again, it's like the perfect refresher if you don't necessarily have the time to reread, but I don't know why you wouldn't want to because these are amazing. There's also a pre-order campaign that is going on for A Reaper in the Gates. If you upload a copy of your receipt to the website that I have linked below, you will be entered to win a reading survival basket that Sabatahir herself has put together. And everyone else who submits a receipt will also get an Ember in the Ashes swag pack. So that's pretty exciting. And now I'm going to get into the tag portion of this video. So the first one is Elias, the Marshal, a character who fights back against what they were raised raised to believe. For this one, I chose Amari from Children of Blood and Bone. She is the princess, and she has grown up in a kingdom without magic, but she realizes the flaws of her father, the king's ways. He's been oppressing magic, and she ends up teaming up with Zelly in order to try to bring magic back to this kingdom. So she was like the perfect choice for this. The next one is Leia the Scholar, a character who goes to extreme lengths to protect their family. And for that one, I am choosing Aelin from the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. Family is not always the group of people that you are born into. Sometimes it is the family that you create for yourself. And Aelin is someone who protects her family just as fiercely as she exacts revenge upon those who cross her. She is not someone that I would want to get on their bad side, but she will go to crazy lengths to protect the people that she loves. Next is Helene the Mask, a feminist icon. And for this one, I chose Princess Laia of Alderaan. Laia is really the self-rescuing princess that kind of paved the way for the amazing heroines that we now see in sci-fi and fantasy. Those really didn't exist back in the 70s when the first Star Wars trilogy was being released. Leia broke so many of the typical conventions that were just expected out of sci-fi and fantasy, and she really proved herself within the rebellion. She has done so much for so many people. She is by far the best feminist icon that I could possibly think of. Like, there was no one else that came to mind. As soon as I thought feminist icon, I was like, yes, Princess Leia is it. Next is Kane the Augur, a character with the power of sight. And for this one, I choose the women of 300 Foxway from the Raven Cycle, talking about Mora and Kala and Persephone and Orla. They are my absolute favorite bunch of psychics, and I just love their eclectic way of life. They do speak in riddles a bit less than Cain tends to in the Ember in the Ashes series, but they still can be rather cryptic when they are revealing what they know of the future. The next one is Keris the Commandant, a villain that you wish terrible things upon. So for this one, I have to go with Calyx from Reign of the Earth. There tend to be a lot of villains that I actually do enjoy because they will have some type of interesting backstory, or they have just some type of redeeming quality that makes you a little bit sympathetic toward their cause, even if you can recognize that what they're doing is not necessarily the right thing. But Calyx is the definition of human garbage. He is horrible. He has not a single redeeming quality. I literally hated him when I was reading. I would get so angry every time that he would be in a scene or he would say anything. I would be like, just go away. Just get out of here. And honestly, the only way that I would continue reading that series is if I know that he's going to face some like very serious and torturous and very long drawn out punishment. Next is Maizen, the Resistance, a strategic planner. So for this one, I had to choose Jude from The Cruel Prince and the Wicked King by Holly Black. Jude is one of my favorite characters in all of YA. I love her so very much. You guys know how much I love the series. The politics are completely epic. Seeing Jude constantly planning her next move and knowing what she needs to do in order to circumvent some other possibilities of things that could happen just fascinates me like beyond belief. All of the events that have been going on in these books is just like a very long game of chess, because there are some points where some people are ahead, then someone will come out of nowhere and take the lead, but it is definitely a marathon and not a sprint. You never know what Jude has up her sleeve, and she manages to garner the trust of some of the people around her, but then ultimately when the moment comes, she does whatever she thinks is best or right. So she's really interesting. And the last one is Spiro Teluman, the Smith, a character who has mastered their craft. And for that one, I am going with Emeka Chen from Warcross by Marie Lu. I loved this book so much. It is an expert hacker that gets hired to find a security breach within the popular game of Warcross. She is incredibly good at what she does. She's really mastered hacking. Also, please note that I am literally dying for Wildcard. I need to know how the series is going to end, and I cannot wait to reread this book as well before that one comes out. Okay, so that was my An Ember in the Ashes book tag. I'm going to tag a whole bunch of people because I thought that this was a fun tag, so why not? I am going to tag Alexa from Alexa Loves Books, Monica from She Might Be Monica, Emma from Miss Emma Reads a Lot. I always forget people and then I'm like, no. I'm gonna tag Sandy from Sandy Reads a Lot. I'm gonna tag Jay from The Awkward Bookworm. I'm gonna tag Heather from Bookables. I'm gonna tag Caitlin from Big Screen Books. I'm gonna tag Cece from Problems of a Book Nerd. There's probably more people that I want to tag and I'm forgetting, and as soon as I finish filming I'm gonna be like, oh no. But so it goes. Thank you once again to Penguin Random House for sponsoring this video. Do not forget to go out and pre-order A Reaper in the Gates and submit your receipt in order to get the pre-order swag pack and also to be entered to win that reading survival kit from Sabajir herself. If you're rereading either of the books as part of the Ember reread campaign, you can use the Ember reread hashtag on Twitter so that you can meet other people who are currently reading the books. Don't forget to check out the Facebook live shows. I feel like there's so much to go through, but like, it's so exciting. This book is finally coming out. Let me know who your favorite character from the series is. I know I said mine already, but again, it's Helene. She's just the best. So that is all that I have for this video, and I will see you guys soon in a new one. Bye!